This is Stephen Howson. I'm here with Ray outside a rain-soaked Old Trafford as normal. And Ray, I have one question for you.
Okay.
Are Manchester United the biggest club in the world?
Yes. Next.
Right, let's get into it a little bit then. I reckon there's probably 5 assets to what would make up the biggest club in the world. 1, fan base. Where do you think we stand on that?
Well, I think fan base have been proved through the years that we are the major. When it comes to fans, we're the most loyal, we're the biggest, we're the noisiest. Forget all this prawn sandwich nonsense and quiet Old Trafford and all that, because that's media myth.
Scientifically disproven as well, actually, last season.
Many times. The fan base at Old Trafford always has been, a bunch of fanatics, always has been. Last season, I think the fans sort of carried Van Gaal through his first year, without being disrespectful to him, without giving any abuse to the players, and it wasn't the best of seasons, let's be fair. We finished up 4th, which isn't our position. But the fans were there all the way through it, and I think last year, I think they were proven to be the loudest in the Premiership, if not the whole league. So the fan base, and it goes back a lot of years. I can quote times in like the late 60s, early 70s, when they suddenly decided that what's going to happen in the league, instead of splitting the gates, they decided in their wisdom, the FA decided in their wisdom, that a home team would keep their own receipts and vice versa. And the Liverpool chairman at the time, John Smith, said, well, that can't be right, because what you're going to do there is you're going to create a majority of one. He said, because they fill their ground every week. And that was in the 60s, early 70s, when Liverpool were running a roost over everybody. And we weren't a great team in those days. We were a team in decline after 68, but we're still filling the ground. And we still filled it. We went down into the first division, the old first division. The second division then. We filled it then, we filled it week in, week out. We filled it when we were playing shite, we filled it when we were playing well, but we always make a noise. And it always annoys me. I always think a lot of it's manipulated through the media and through the TV. It's quiet here and all that.
I think it got a little bit quiet, and admittedly it probably did, because we've become accustomed to the success.
Become blasé.
Yeah, I think so. All right, second point, commercial. Where do you think we rank in terms of commercial?
Well, I think in commercial terms, there's nobody to touch us. There's nobody produces commercial revenue like United do. It's been proven year in, year out. It's just unbelievable, the commercial revenue. I mean, people laugh about it, saying, oh, it's the old kung fu chicken and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. It brings money into the club. Whatever's got United's name on it will bring money to the people who are sponsoring it. And that's what they buy into. This guy here seems to be a wizard, Woodward, and the whole backroom staff doing there. Commercially, the biggest in the world. Why do you think the Glazers wanted to buy it? Why do you think the Glazers came in here and said, we're going to buy that club, or not buy it? Let's forget that word, buy it, because they never bought nothing. They bought nothing, but they hitched their wagon to us because we're the biggest in the world. People have done studies. Madrid have sent people over here to study how United makes so much money. Barcelona have sent people to study how do they make so much money. It's because of who they are. It's because of who they are, first and foremost. It's that there behind you.
Record kit sponsorship, record manufacturer sponsorship,
yep.
And we sold the name of our training ground, which is private, down a private road, for over 100 odd million. So I think we get a definite tick in the box. Absolutely. For commercial, biggest in the world, can't be touched. Okay, third one, history. Hit me up on that one.
Well, your history, I mean, people think our history sort of started when Fergie arrived, but it didn't. We had a long checkered history prior to that. You go back to let me see, even before my days, in the black and white days. I was brought up with the history of Man United. People now, you're the same. Your father brought you up with the history of Man United. It's so long, it's so checkered, it's so varied. I know that the crux point for everybody is the Munich crash, when a team was wiped out, and a club was effectively wiped out, or could have been wiped out, but refused to be wiped out. Finished up in the FA Cup final that year, got robbed by Lofthouse. But that was United, and that is how United are, always have been. Historically, you can pick a year and think, I know what it was that year. And you can relate it to what Man United were doing that year.
I don't think anyone's got as Hollywood a story of ups and downs and tragedy and triumph as Manchester United. So I think that's another big fat tick in the box for us on history. Okay, next up, success.
Well, where do you want to go? You know, do you want to go back to the Fergie era? You want to go back pre-Fergie? Wherever you want to go. We've had our years, we haven't had success. You know, we've had years where the 26 year without a championship, just unreal. But like I say, you still have the fans coming down here, you still have them filling the ground. They're filling the ground let me say, by habit. I remember in the Sexton years, we used to go to the Dockers Club, get about 5 or 6 pints down you, and walk up here about 2:45, because you knew there was going to be nothing happening, but you were still going there, and you were still trying to see something. The only excitement was you were probably fighting with your mate, how bad they were. And you were probably fighting with your mate, with his mate, trying to get in the outdoor, the toilets. That was how bad it was, but they kept rolling up. The success, so when we had the success, and Fergie suddenly landed, and there was this tsunami of success sort of hit us, didn't hit us straight away. It was 3 or 4 years before Fergie was here, trying to get his plan into place. There's a guy who's now wrote a book on this flag he stuck up, say Tara Fergie and all that. I don't know whether that's a claim to fame or what. I would rather keep my head under the covers on that one, I think. But Fergie turned it round. I think Fergie got the backing of the club because they could see what he had in place. That's why Van Gaal's had the reign to do what he's doing. They can see Van Gaal in Fergie because they're methodical. They know what needs doing. They know you need foundations. It's not something that's built overnight. He's now trying to rebuild an empire that Fergie left in the hands of a total nincompoop and wrecked a whole season, practically wrecked the club in the space of 12 months. This guy has now got to build. He's got to build everything. He's got to build a new team. He's got to build the confidence of the players that are still here, who Moyes managed to wreck in a short term. So he's got a big job on, but he knows that. And the people who started him, on my say-so, I might say, realise he's got the plan.
20 league titles, 3 European Cups to date. We're only going to improve upon that. We're going to overtake Liverpool's 5 before they even get a sniff of it.
That's right.
We'll be on 22, 23, 24 while they're still stuck on 18. I think the most successful club in England, it's very easy to say. We're not counting League Cups and European Super Cups like the Scousers want to. So that's another big fat... Yep. Another big fat tick in the box. World champions twice, once more than England. Yep. That's another big fat tick in the box in terms of success. I'm going to touch a little bit on producing youth because I think that's something that we've proven that we do better than anybody else in the country. That's another big fat tick in the box. Yep. The final one I do want to talk to you about, though, is attracting and keeping players.
Well, I think we can attract players, particularly English players. I don't think we have a problem attracting English players. Continental players, we can attract them. Now, whether we can keep them or not, we can attract them and develop them. We brought Ronaldo. Ronaldo was just a skinny kid, running about. We had De Gea, who was like Paddy Roach in his best days. But we brought them here, we developed them, we made them what they are. But then, unfortunately, there's such a huge draw over there. But I would think the only team who bears comparison to us in the greatest team in the world, and the biggest team in the world, at Madrid, because they've had continuity through their history, same as we have. They've had lean years, same as we've had, but they've come back same as we have. So they're always going to be a big draw to your Spanish players and your Portuguese players. I think that's common sense. It's like a Manchester lad goes and trades down somewhere in London or something like that, and all of a sudden Man United say, "Do you want to come back home?" He's going to move mountains to try and get back home. So I can understand that side of it. Dennis Law, somebody made the famous comment. Gordon McQueen. If you asked 100 players who would want to sign for, 99 would say Man United, and the other one's a liar. So that's the kind of attraction we've got.
We can attract and deliver the top end signings. What we delivered last year, okay, it didn't work out with Falcao and with Di Maria, but the excitement and the proof that we are still here. We didn't have Champions League football, and we landed the British record signing, the best player in the Champions League final last year.
That's true. Oh, Brendan Rodgers did warn us, but not attract anybody, didn't he? He's just attracted Danny Ings. But can I just say, in Fergie's defence, through the lean years of transfer activity, when Fergie was saying there's no value, Ferguson was basically just keeping our end up. Let's be fair. You know, nobody else could have done the job that Fergie done with the players that he bought. And for all the bully given, and how much he talked them up and said how great they were, the going to be Man United legends. That was the sort of belief he instilled in what were basically fairly average Premiership players who we've still got a dearth of now and we need to clear out. Yep. But that was the genius of Ferguson. That's the genius of the club. And that's why Man United are what they are. There
you have it. Conclusive proof from me and Ray. Manchester United are the biggest club in the world. The only question mark is possibly over retaining players, but we think we've settled that one.
I think we've settled that one because, let's be fair, who turned the foot around this week? You want the hay, give us Ramos.
Yep, and that looks like it might actually be coming off in our favour. So there you go. Manchester United, biggest club in the world. What do you think? Stick it in the comments below. Who's the biggest club in the world? And if it's not United, 1, get your head checked, and 2, tell us why in the comments below. Please like, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching Full Time Devils. We're out of here.